Down in the pen at 10:30. You gotta see in the food for free. I eat snakes cause that's on me. My output is not guaranteed. I don't know what Trovo is, but oh, uh, oh yeah, 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 yeah. So I'm back. Okay, I'm back, and this will be a. I'm gonna try to make this tier list as quick as possible. Okay, we're already a minute in, so I should probably just be like, yo, leave a like, maybe subscribe, because I know you new to the channel. We're just gonna jump into it. I don't have the time. Well, I say I got the time, but y'all probably not the time. Let me just quit. First we got Rugrats, A tier. Does Rugrats it? Hold on, S tier. My bad, player. Rugrats, S tier. I don't know. It's the baseline for all cartoons, I guess. Little Bear. I remember this correctly. Is this the Bernstein Bears or is this talking about actual Little Bear? Because what is C tier? Blues Clues S tier. Okay, hold on. I gotta switch this around. I myself am a 2003 baby, so Rugrats was going off air when I was booting up as an actual human, while Blues Clues was still going strong when I was coming alive, right? So I have more time spent on Blues Clues than I have Rugrats. I think I have more time watching Rugrats on Netflix than I actually have on, like, I don't know, cable. Next, we had Jimmy Neutron. Let's do something. Let's do something about that. I gotta separate y'all. I have to separate y'all, right? I can't have these being the same. A plus tier, okay? It'd feel wrong, right? Me, it'd feel wrong to have Jimmy Neutron and Blue's Clues in the same breath. I love Jimmy Neutron. Jimmy Neutron was magnificent. But you can't tell me you got more entertainment out of Jimmy Neutron than Blue's Clues. I mean, the pop when, bro, they could be drop a Jimmy Neutron episode right now. The pop would be insane. I'm telling you that now. But when Steve came back, it was like, I'm proud of you. Biggest video on the internet that month. All right. Next, SpongeBob, also A tier. Okay. SpongeBob's an A tier show. I feel like some of y'all hate on SpongeBob way too much. It's iconic. I mean, it's iconic. I quote SpongeBob daily. Just rev up them fires. So I'm sure hungry for a. What was it? I was saying that, and I can't remember the other one. Can't remember the other one. But if I remember, I'll definitely play the soundbite. Next, Fairly Odd Parents. I did not like this show. It's an A tier, but I did not like this show as much as some people did. For how long it went on, I was like, the show is cool, but it just went on a little too long. It wasn't even my taste for real. Like a kid who's making dumb wishes. Me and Timmy were literally could have been the same age. I think I can make a better, more well thought out wish than he could. It made me mad. Okay. Next, Life is a Teenage Robot. Oh, My Life's a Teenage Robot. This show ended early. Because to me, it ended early. I don't know how long it went on. But when I got around to watching it, it was on for like a season or maybe two. They cut it. Okay. So I didn't really have enough time to be like, yeah, this show is just bringing back so many good and great memories. So it's just an A tier. Ned is Declassified. S tier show. I watched Ned is Declassified probably like, I want to say at least like 20 episodes of Ned Declassified. It was immaculate. I couldn't catch it when time it came. I can't remember what time it came on because it was coming on when the show was basically over. They were doing reruns of the show, right? I can't remember what time they came on, but when I did catch it, wow, magnificent. Some of the stuff he talked about still prevails today. You know what I mean? What is this next? What are you? Like, I should know you. But I don't. So you're going in D tier. That means you must have been L show. Right. Drake and Josh, S tier. Not Blue's Clues S tier, but S tier. All right. Drake and Josh, aside from what they do now, well, not what they do, what a certain person on the show does now, it's a great show. It's better than iCarly. It's better than Victorious. It's better. It's way better than Sammy Cat. Sammy Cat's probably the lowest on that totem pole, but it's the best out of their live entertainment shows. So it deserves this place. Next, Zoe 100. Oh, did I say that too quick? No, I didn't. Zoe 101 is A tier. It's only A tier because I felt like it was geared towards a certain audience that was not me. All right, the audience was not for me. It was probably some like teenage girl, and they had this like 12-year-old boy like just enthralled. Like, man, this is great. All right, so I could kind of connect, but I really couldn't connect. So it was only A tier. Rugrats All Grown Up, B tier show. It was mid. It was mid. I thought they did too much. They tried too much. They tried to reignite a spark that was long gone for a new generation that really didn't even grow up with the Rugrats like that. Like, they did this show way too late to catch the kids who actually grew up with Rugrats. Like, the kids who grew up with the Rugrats were probably entering high school when this came out. And this was, you should probably gear this towards middle school. Maybe even high elementary, like 5th grade, entering 6th grade type junk. But y'all introduced this a little bit too late for that crowd, so it's doing a little bit too much for a younger generation, right? So it's a B tier. The Amanda Show, I did not watch enough of this in order to be confident about it. Was Bob the Builder a Nickelodeon show? I might be showing my age here, her lack of age. I don't remember Bob the Builder being a Nick show. I had the CD for Bob the Builder. That's how I watched Bob the Builder. We watched it on a literal CD. It was good, but it's a Nick show? I'm saying this now. Handy Manny claps Bob the Builder. Handy Manny was that guy. Next, Oswald. This is a controversial pick, but Oswald is my favorite Nick show. Oswald is, well, I can say that now. I don't really watch Nick anymore. Oswald is my favorite Nick show, my guy. I don't know, there's something about this octopus with a hat and his wiener dog, bro. This show was fire. There's only one show I can think of that can compete with like heavy nostalgia favoritism, and that's Wow Wow Wubbzy. And I don't even think Wow Wow Wubbzy's on this list because that's like Nick Jr. Yeah, Wow Wow Wubbzy's not even on this list. Just know Wow Wow Wubbzy and Oswald are masterpieces. All right, who as Cole by nah, never seen you. Never seen you. Danny Phantom. Ooh, I can't split tears up anymore because it's way better than Jimmy Neutron. But is it Rugrats tier? Sure, I'll do it. Danny Phantom. I go back and re-listen to the intro like every month or so. Did you know the dude who's on Wild and Out, DJ D-Rec? Like, DJ D-Rec cut the beat. He made the Danny Phantom intro. That's a classic right there. But the show itself, what was it? I think I will probably watch most of the show. I don't remember. I know the show got like a proper ending to it. I never remember. I can't remember, or I never watched a proper ending. So for me, it's ended off on a cliffhanger. It's still a great show. Next, Dora is A tier. All right. They had Diego in here. Diego would be B tier. For let's talk about Dora first. Let's talk about Dora. Dora is A tier in the fact that it was a good show, educational. It was short. It was simple, and there wasn't really a big concept. Can you find the mountain? Where is the mountain? Or do you see this escalator? What is it? Do you see this escalator? Ooh, escalator! Oh, like that's the. It was good. I mean, like I'm probably remember like two Spanish words from Dora, and those words are like colors. Like I'm like rojo and azul, and that's probably it from Dora. Everything else I probably learned from school, but it was decent. Max and Ruby, Ruby and Max. The show ended early for me. I feel like this show didn't hit as hard as it could. I feel like it could be as serious, but it didn't hit as hard because I was too young to really understand what was happening. Like, I knew what was happening, but I didn't really understand what was happening. So I was just watching a rabbit, like, just mess with his sister, and I had no idea what the premise of the show was, what message I was supposed to take away from the show. It was just me watching a show, and it was great. But I was just too young to, like, actually absorb anything. Unlike Oswald, where I was still young, but the concepts were way more simple than Max and Ruby, where I was just like, oh, my what 6, 7 year old brain was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I understood that. You know, what's this? Back at the Barnyard. The movie is goated. Okay, Back at the Barnyard. I would say the movie is goated. If you have the movie, what was it? What was even the movie about? I can remember. I remember this scene with Otis's dad. He had the banjo, and he was just fine. That's one scene I remember from that movie. Bro, it's so clean. If you have the movie, I recommend you go watch it. It may be 2000s animation, but it's still great movie concept. And Back at the Barnyard, the TV show, it's hilarious. Like that kid with the red hair, still I can still imagine him and his laughter. Ha ha! I can't even make it right now, but bro, that this show is it's great. It's great. There's not Nick didn't really have much misses, as you can see. To me, they did not have many misses. Maybe all grown up in Little Bear because I can't remember too much of it. What? This was not a Nick show. There's a Lazy Town was not a Nick show. Lazy Town was a where did Lazy Town? What? What was it a Nick show? I remember seeing Lazy Town like a different network because when I had our TV, it was your Disney channels up top, right? You had your 3 Disney channels. Well, it was before that. It was your 2 Disney channels. You had JetX, right? Then you had another channel under that one that they got routinely changed for some reason. Like I don't know what the contract ran out every like 5 years, so they just routinely changed it. Like it was used to be like a family network, and after the family network, it was like a game show network. After that, it was something else. Can't even remember. Then you had your 2 Cartoon Networks. You had Cartoon Network East, Cartoon Network West. Then you had your Boomer. You had Nick, Boomerang, Nick. I believe that's how it went. Even though layout I'm talking about, I won't discuss the brand, not brand, the layout it was, because if you know, you know. Beautiful layout. Channel 223 was it? Was for 223 was Nick, I believe. No, 223 was Disney. But I digress. Lazy Town. Hey. Alright, the dude from Lazy Town, the We Are Number One, I forgot what was his actual name. Like I feel like it's disrespectful to call him like this is the We Are Number One guy, but what was his actual name? But that guy, hilarious. Okay, him, the pink haired girl, the triathlete who just was never a real triathlete guy. I mean, they meshed well together. Only thing I can really say about this is I didn't really like like the character designs for most like the non-real people character designs were scary, were like downright horrifying at night to look at. And I was just like, I'm good. Speaking of horrifying to look at, we have what is it? I remember the face. I can like it's Maggie something. It's Maggie something. Mag. I can probably if I zoom back, I can probably read it. Marvelous Fabulous Beast. I remember that the dinosaurs and it was just scary. You can't look at this and look at the dinosaur and be like, yeah, if I saw that, like, bro, I'd rather see a bear and a what is this? A ram costume before I see this. Okay, I'd rather see little bear ram than this. Okay. This is the Miss Spider something like the dragonfly, the spider, the one spider with the. Let me find him. Yeah, I gotta find him. Hey, that image still burns in my retinas when I'm sleeping. It's horrifying. I don't know who designed him and thought this would be great for kids, but he is horrifying. Hold on. Yeah, Miss Spiders. Let me see if I can get the actual full title. Sunny. Miss Spider. I could probably type a Miss Spider Sunny. Sunny Patch Friends, okay? Sunny Patch Friends, okay. I remember the this thing right here. This is horrifying. You can't tell me this was a good idea. Spiderus, okay, that's horrifying. Oh my, bro, it did more to harm my mental than it did to actually like help me enjoy anything. Okay. All because of this thing right here. Okay? This thing ruined the entire experience. What we got next? Franklin? I should have put you in deep here for how many times I got called Franklin as a child, but you were a decent show. No, you gotta at least be up here because these are like shows. I was just like, they was alright. These should be down. These should be down here and these should be down here, right? And probably Franklin, Dora, and Bob the Builder should be for real being beat here, but I digress. Franklin the Turtle. I got called Franklin a little bit too many times as a child. I probably got called Franklin and Little Bill more than my actual name. Okay. He'd probably look at me and be like, "Oh, that like Little Bill. He's like Franklin." Shut up. Okay. The actual story of Franklin, he was a tad whiny. I said tad. He was whiny. He was a very whiny turtle. His friends were probably more mature. Not even probably. His friends were way more mature than he was, especially the bear and the fox. They were way more mature than he was. What was it? Franklin had like a bad day and he was on the bus. It's a meme now. But yeah, Franklin it was a bad day. He was on the bus. He said, "What's it?" He said something about it was like a turtle pun, something. Yeah, that. And I remember the episode with Franklin. Didn't Franklin like want to be like a baseball star or something? It was something like that. It's something weird. But next, Wonder Pets. Wonder Pets run on our way to help lift the S tier trophy. Wonder Pets S tier. Okay, I may have been 9. No, I know it was. I was 8 years old watching Wonder Pets until I turned 10 or 11. Okay, that's how influential Wonder Pets was. I mean, I never missed the episode of Wonder Pets. What is it? Wonder Pets probably premiered before I was even born, right? Most likely premiered before I was even born. But I was watching Wonder Pets weekly. Like, I feel like I was there from the beginning. Or at least from my beginning, okay? But bro. There's a penguin in trouble. There's a no. There's a penguin stuck on an ice cap. You had like a I can't. Wasn't there an episode about like helping? I thought it was an episode about helping another turtle, and it's not the turtle in the show find something. This is a whole lot. That's it, bro. Wonder Pets, classic. Chocolate Zone, never watched it. Naked Brother Man, I saw like 2 episodes and said it was not for me. Okay, saw 2 episodes and said it is not for me. I think I was entering a different. It just wasn't my taste at the time. I feel like if it caught me in my later preteen years when I was still like watching Nick, it probably would hit more like a Big Time Rush. It caught me like during that era. I feel like it would have been better. Did this come out near Big Time Rush? Probably did, but it just wasn't there for me like Big Time Rush was. Cat Dog, that's B tier or not B tier, A tier, right? Cat Dog. I was gonna put in B tier for the simple fact that Cat Dog's more. I remember Cat Dog for different reasons than it being a good show. I hear more references to Cat Dog than I actually remember more about the show. And it's just like, I mean, Cat Dog was cool, was it? Then they like live in was they? They live like, was it? I forgot the can't remember the shape of their house. They routinely try to run away from each other just to be like elasticated and pull it back together. There wasn't like an episode where they worded right. There was an episode where they was it like a wish, and they were separated. Something happened, and they wanted to be back together. It was something like that. That's all I can remember from that show. Right, Mighty B, B tier. Mighty B gets a B for being highly mid. Okay. This was definitely for a different demographic because this was not for me. I feel like I would have bullied her too. Maybe not, but Mighty B was. I don't know. At the time, at my big young age, watching Mighty B, I was just like, she is not cool. She's not a cool MC for me. Her dog was cool, but she was not a cool MC. Even the people who bullied her, I was like, y'all are also lame. Very lame. Okay? There's a whole lot of lames in that show. Just didn't get it. Okay? The Wild Thornberries. All I can hear is the little me like going like autistic mode. My bad, player. Going like just going mentally insane, okay? Like what was even wrong with what was his name? Donnie? What's even wrong with Donnie? I can't remember. Like, I put an A plus here, A tier. What's even wrong with Donnie? Was he didn't they like, just find him like that? He was just raised by the jungle. That's how like even the monkey was smarter than him. What? That's a wild statement to say. I feel like that has to be prefaced with something racially motivated. Like the monkey was smarter than him. That just doesn't sound right. All right, let's move on. The real I don't remember you enough. Okay, I can remember the grip they do who gripped his eyes like yeah, a hand, his eyes like they do in the picture. That's all I can really remember about that show. Rocket Power, I was too young. I'm sorry. There's people in this video that are like who's really like banking on like, man, I wonder what this 2000s kid thinks about Rocket Power. I'm sorry, I was too young to watch Rocket Power, and I was not trying to find it on Netflix, okay? It probably was on Netflix, but I was not trying to find it. Alright, moving on. The Angry Beavers, same concept. Too young. You might be thinking, well, you're too young for Rocket Power, and you're too young for Angry Beavers. You were definitely too young for all that. But I watched all that. That's the tricky part. I watched all that. Was it me myself clicking on a channel? And if I didn't know, it was more like my uncle being like, being like, Watch all that. It was good. And it was good. I think he probably rates it higher than I rate it because he grew up on it and I was just put onto it like a child, like, okay, yeah, this is cool. I said, it looks kind of funny. It looks kind of fuzzy. But I was like, yeah, it's cool, I guess. But I remember all that. Probably, what age was I when I was like introduced to all that? I actually like watched. I like a couple episodes of all that. I like what, 8? No, I was definitely 7 going on to 8. It was down that time. 7 definitely going on to 8. Next, who are you? I don't even. Now I'm gonna ask. iCarly, like I said, it's a great show, but it's not Drake and Josh level. Okay, you have Drake and Josh, iCarly, Victorious, Sam and Cat. Wait, hold on. I gotta restructure this because now I'm looking at Zoe 101. Drake and Josh, that is the classified. iCarly, Zoe 101, then, so on and so forth. Oh, no, now I got introduced Big Time Rush. Now I'm thinking about it. That list could go on forever. No, it's Drake and Josh, blah, 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 iCarly, okay? iCarly, well, I mean, I gotta even talk about it. iCarly is cool. The reboot looks fine. Like, what's your curse word? I curse a little. Okay. But, like, at the time, well, how old can I have been watching iCarly? Because I definitely remember the boxing fight against Victorious. I definitely remember the Japan. It was a trip to Japan or Tokyo. Those were the okay. Japan or Tokyo? You mean the city inside Japan? My bad. Was it Japan or China they went to? Or maybe, well, it probably wasn't even one of those. I'm just being like insensitive because that's how I remember as a child. But what was it? Spencer had his towel ripped, and he had like 4 different towels on it. Every time he got it ripped, something like that. Yeah, that. And you had the dude with the bagel on the stick. Bo, was that his name? Bo, like that was his name. Yeah, so iCarly is very iconic. You probably like ask kids born in like 2009. And they'd be like, yeah, I watched iCarly, which is crazy. There's kids born in 2009. I feel like there's some 90s kids watch this, like, there's kids born in 2003. Like, okay, yeah, I exist. I'm 18 now. Okay. I'm almost of age of drinking, okay? Wait, no. I'm not older than iCarly. Definitely not older than iCarly. I think I am. I think iCarly started in like 2005. That might be older than iCarly. But anyway, on to the last one. Hey, Arnold! This is a high class A tier, maybe entering S tier. Alright? The only reason it's not entering S tier is because it was not for my generation. Like, I feel like this was for a different type of. This was definitely for a different type of generation. I feel like if I grew up in the 90s, this would hit so. This is that for a whole lot of things, this honestly. Hey, Arnold, all that. Cat Dog. Uh, Chalk Zone. I definitely remember seeing Chalk Zone definitely in a 90s type vibe. Rocket Power, Angry Beavers, The Amanda Show, wherever this is. There's a whole lot of shows I feel like if I grew up in the 90s, they would definitely dominate the S tier. But I think this is definitely the highest rated show that's not Rugrats from the 90s. But it still resonated hard with me. Like, Hey Arnold's probably one of my favorite animated shows as that I watched as a teenager. I should say that now. I watched Hey Arnold when I was 12, 13. Like, I was like sentient. I was a sentient being at that point, like a fully sentient being watching this. And it still hit hard for me. So if I found it earlier, it would definitely been an S tier. But I was also in a different time that what year would that have been? I was definitely in the 2010s watching Hey Arnold because I was on Netflix watching it. But it was still so good. But it would hit. Then it'd be like, then it'd be episodes about like Stoop Kid. Stoop Kid is a great episode, but it just wasn't like I live in like Georgia. Well, Georgia has that one. I should probably be like, I live closer to Atlanta, where it's more skyscrapers and things, right? So it's not really. It's more skyscrapers, but it's still spread out. I'm not living in like the inner city like Arnold is, so it wasn't hitting. It just wasn't connecting as it should have been. Like I was living in a two-story house, he was living in a shared apartment, so it just wasn't that for me. But anyway, here's the full list. Okay, we're just not include D tier. Okay, because I feel like there's a whole lot of people mad at me for not seeing most of these. Okay, but what do y'all think? Is a fire list? Please like and subscribe. I'll see you later. Peace.